Have you been looking for a golf rangefinder lately? Have you become overwhelmed with the sheer number of options out there? Yeah, you're not alone, because there's dozens of golf rangefinders out there, and especially if you're looking for one of those cheap Amazon ones, most of those suck, by the way. Don't fall for that. You want to spend at least a little bit of money to get a good one, but that's what I'm hoping to help you with today. If you haven't seen our best golf rangefinders video, I cover top to bottom, high end, low end, mid range, you name it. But in today's video, we're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna talk about what I think are 5 of the most underrated golf rangefinders that are out there currently. These are the ones I just don't see getting talked about a lot, but offer excellent value and excellent features for the money. So if you want to learn about some rangefinders that maybe you haven't thought of, that maybe you should be thinking of, keep watching. Today's video is for you. Also, if you're totally overwhelmed with finding the right rangefinder, I've got something for you. It is our 20-second golf rangefinder quiz. There's a link below. You are going to go click that link. You're going to answer 5 questions that will take you less than 20 seconds, and I will give you my best recommendation for which rangefinder I think is best for you based on what you are looking for. It's super fast, it's super easy, and I actually think it will be genuinely useful and genuinely valuable. So go take a look at that if you are still not sure which one you should buy after watching this video. All right, I know my videos can sometimes be a little lengthy, so we're gonna try and keep this one more concise. We're gonna start at the bottom, we're gonna work all the way up to the top end, and the first underrated rangefinder I wanna talk about is this, the Tech Clear. So I'm gonna be honest, I've had my issues with some Tech devices in the past, but this one for $199 brings a lot to the table. First off, the name Clear, it's spelled K-L-Y-R, which is a little weird, but it's actually very accurate. It has one of the biggest, brightest, most clear displays of any rangefinder I have used under $300, let alone under $200. It is also one of the most compact rangefinders you are going to find. So if you want a relatively full-featured rangefinder that's nice and compact and doesn't break the bank, this is absolutely one you should consider. I think this is the best rangefinder Tech has made, at least out of all the ones that I have seen. Okay, the next rangefinder in our list is one that I haven't actually done a full dedicated review of, but it is one that I have been hands-on with, and it's one I've been asked about a lot. And that is the Callaway 300 Pro. The reason I get asked about this so much is because it is the #1 selling golf rangefinder on Amazon. And as I mentioned, most of the rangefinders on Amazon, especially in that sub $200 range, they're not very good. They're not very accurate. They're going to break. I would not recommend them. But the Callaway 300 Pro is an exception. I have now been hands-on with it twice, and honestly, I gotta say, it worked really well. It's not super fancy, it's relatively no frills, but it gives you accurate results, it gives them to you quickly, and it's only $199. It's also by a reputable brand, Callaway, which you don't necessarily think of Callaway as being big on rangefinders, but you know there at least needs to be some level of quality there if they're going to put their name on it. So if you're someone who doesn't want any frills, you just want a solid rangefinder at a solid price that's gonna do a solid job, and you don't want to break the bank doing it, and especially if you would like to buy it on Amazon, the Callaway 300 Pro is definitely one that you should consider. All right, third on my list of most underrated golf rangefinders is this. This is the Precision Pro NX9. I first reviewed the Precision Pro NX9 years ago when there wasn't a whole lot else on the market as far as a budget rangefinder goes, in that like $200, $250 range. And it was good. It was good for the time. If you look at that old model now, a little long in the tooth, it doesn't compare to a lot of the newer models out there, but they completely refreshed both the look and the function of the NX9, and I've compared this pretty extensively to their more expensive NX10. And you know what? They perform almost identically. Like if you were using one versus the other in a blind test, you would probably not be able to tell which one was more expensive. The NX10's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit weightier, so it feels a little bit more robust. I do like a bigger, weightier rangefinder personally. It also has that removable personalization sleeve, which some people are going to love and some people could care less about. But if you don't care about that personalization sleeve, for quite a bit less money, you can get the Precision Pro NX9 and it's gonna do just as good of a job. Often this one I feel like gets lost in the shuffle between their cheaper NX7 and their flagship NX10, but if you're looking for the best price-performance ratio, I think the NX9 is where it's at. So currently, at the time of me recording this in August 2023, the NX9 is oddly sold out on the Precision Pro website. But it is currently available for overnight shipping on Amazon, and it comes in at about $50 less than the NX10. Also, keep an eye out on their website. There is a coupon code below. If this ever does come back in stock, you can use our Breaking 80 coupon code and save a few bucks on this product as well. All right, next most underrated rangefinder we're gonna talk about is this. Well, kind of this, the Bushnell V6. Now I can hear what you're saying. Bushnell, how is that underrated? It's the biggest rangefinder company in golf. There's no way that is an underrated rangefinder. Well, hear me out. Most people are talking about the Bushnell Pro X3. That is one of the very best, most high-tech golf rangefinders ever made. Or they're talking about the less expensive Tour V6 Shift. So the Tour V6 Shift is the most capable Bushnell rangefinder has ever made in their Tour series, which is the one that's a step below the Pro model. But in all of that, what gets overlooked is the Tour V6. Not Shift, just the regular Tour V6. This is the Shift model, but they look very similar. For $300, you can get the Tour V6 model, which gets you the Bushnell name. It gets you the Bushnell build quality. It gets you the Bushnell reliability. It has all of the hallmarks that most people need in a golf rangefinder, except it's doing it for half the price of the Pro X3. Here's the caveat to that. The Tour V6 does not have a built-in slope mode. For that, you have to pay an extra $100 for this, the Tour V6 Shift. But here's the deal. Most people don't need a slope mode. Yes, it's kind of a cool feature to have, it's nice to have, but there are so many elements going on, temperature, wind, elevation, all of these things that factor in, so just using slope isn't going to give you an accurate representation of how that shot is going to play. So even though 80% of the rangefinders I review have slope mode, when I'm personally using one, I really don't pay much attention to it, and I don't personally use it. So that's what makes the Tour V6 so special. If you're willing to forego that slope mode, you can still get all of the quality associated with the Bushnell name for a fraction of the price as its more expensive models. So for that reason, it is underrated. You just don't hear people talking about the regular Tour V6, and it is excellent. And I will also say the Tour V5, the one that came before it, is also excellent. So if you can find one of those at a discount, it is also well worth considering as an underrated model. And finally, this brings us to my last pick for most underrated golf rangefinders, and that is this, the Cobalt Q4 Slope. Well, and this, the Cobalt Q6 Slope. I think Cobalt rangefinders are probably the most underrated rangefinders in golf. You see, they're in kind of a weird market in the fact that they are a high-end, well-built golf rangefinder that's direct to consumer. So they don't have the huge marketing budgets of a company like Bushnell, and they're not even marketing as heavily as, say, Precision Pro. But the quality on these is as good as any of the Bushnell rangefinders I have used. So depending on what price range you're looking at, both of these represent good values. So the Q4, for instance, is $300. It has IPX7 waterproof rating, so it is fully waterproof. I'm not sure of another $300 device that has that. It also has Cobalt's technology for locking onto the flag, so it's going to give you a nice vibration when it's actually locked onto the flag, not when it is just ranging any distance. That's one thing I've talked about in other videos, is some cheaper models, it's going to vibrate no matter what you hit. In the more expensive models, it's more expensive technology to actually be able to decipher if it's hitting the flag or not. And Cobalt has that in both the Q4 and the Q6. There's really only a couple things you're not getting in the Q4 that you get in the Q6. The biggest one is optics. This one is only 6x optics, and despite being very clear, it does not look as clear or as sharp as the Cobalt Q6 does with its 7x optics. Also, the Cobalt Q6 has this smart switch allowing you to easily adjust the red backlit display, and this does not have this. The Q4 does have a backlit display, but it's going to do it based on the ambient light. So you can't necessarily choose if you want it black or red at any given time. It's going to do that automatically. But the bottom line is, for $300, you are getting build quality and reliability that is second to none at this price point. So for instance, for about the same price, you can get the Q4 for about the same price as the Bushnell Tour V6, but you're getting build quality that's as good and you're getting some extra features. Similarly, for $150 less than the Bushnell Pro X3, you can get the Q6. Now, the Pro X3 has some extra features. Again, most of them are going to be a little bit overkill for most people. I own both of those devices, and I've found myself using the Q6 more than any other rangefinder. So all that to say, both of these devices are excellent, and both of these are definitely underrated. If you haven't heard of Cobalt before, and that makes you a little bit afraid, honestly, I don't think you need to be. I've had an excellent experience with both of these, and I've had an excellent experience working with the company, and so they get my highest recommendation. So there you go. There's 6 of what I think are the most underrated golf rangefinders on the market. regardless of what features you're looking for, regardless of what price you're looking at, I think one of these has the potential to be a great option for you. And remember, if you're still not sure which one's right for you, go take our 20-second quiz and I'm going to give you a personalized response based on your needs. And if you're looking for some other options, if these just aren't doing it for you, then go check out our video where I talk about the best rangefinders in golf that are currently available. My name is Sean Ogle, I'm the founder of this thing here at Breaking 80, where we talk about cool golf courses and cool golf products. If you're into that, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button, thumbs up, notification bell, drop a comment, do all the things that are going to help this channel so that I can continue to make sweet videos for you like this one. With that, I hope you have an excellent day. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.